going to talk about it right before the season starts. About the SWAC taking advantage of having a lot of the major brands. Grambling, Southern, now FAMU. I'm missing Jackson State. Some people can consider that kind of a brand now, thanks to Dion.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
And a couple other schools that I'm probably missing. And please, I apologize to SWAC fans out there. Don't blame me. What I'm trying to say is
Southern Florida A&M.
Yeah.
Grambling.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and throw in there Alabama State is on the rise right now as a program.
Yeah. In terms of popularity.
Most definitely.
White people know who FAMU is, at least from the band, who FAMU is, know who Southern is, know who Grambling is. They know who Jackson State is now. Those are your brands. So basically, Cedric, we were saying, okay, we were before streaming, we were talking about the possibility of of SWAC and the other HBCUs at the time. Conference is getting the HBCU Sports Channel. Now with everything going to streaming, now with these power moves that the SWAC has made, and and the attention that the SWAC has been getting, and rightfully so, push why not leverage ESPN Plus, right? To get more of your games. Why not? Hell, you're going up against the SEC, the ACC, two of the ESPN's biggest properties, right? For television love. So
the SEC is under CBS.
For now, yes. Yes. Yes, for now. But the point is, still be that as it may, why do our colleges, I would call them, they're so stuck, they don't understand. They're starting to understand now with streaming, because anybody can watch a game anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they're moving forward, man. But can you imagine, Cedric, with all those brands and the HBCU conference, those big brands, the SWAC has the potential of sitting on top of a big ass gold mine that they don't even know about.
Yeah, I agree. They don't. And you're right. With streaming, you can watch any game anywhere you want.
Yes.
And people will tune in to watch football. The thing about college football is, it doesn't matter who's playing.
Mm-hmm. You got that right. Like check out what happened last year before the Big Ten and the Pac-12 resumed their seasons. You got love from the fucking Conference USA, the Sun Belt, all those games of ESPN. People I got hype over it. I got hype over watching Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina and
because no one else is on. So you had, it's football teams. It's football season, and I'm watching, and I want to watch football, and that's in essence, that's what
And the fact is that those three teams I mentioned were pretty good.
Yeah.
On top of that, so that just goes to show how. Thankfully, those SWAC schools understand. At least not the schools. I want to say the commissioner, and maybe some campus presence. But anyway, the point is, from what I understand, from what Dwayne, he's glued to this stuff. What we all understand is they're realizing the benefits of streaming.
Yeah.
They're not bitching too much about having games relegated, if you will, to ESPN Plus. That means that anybody and their mamas can still watch it.
Yeah, and you think about, obviously streaming is the way things are, moving toward anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that gives you exposure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want. You want people to be exposed to your brand. And I just think they just need to reevaluate how they're really thinking about, what this can do for us long term in terms of revenue.
Right.
And of course, obviously, we know those schools, obviously don't have the revenue generation, not revenue generating like some of the, when you look at the Power Five, right?
Mm-hmm.
But any revenue is good revenue.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that, as you stated, it's probably a gold mine that's kind of been untapped.
Yeah,
and
it's most definitely being untapped, and it's kind of self-inflicted, right?
Yeah.
Now, I occasionally I'll name drop on the show. Scott knows this. Had a conversation with John Silver, the former president over at ESPN a few years ago.
John Skipper,
where
right?
John Skipper, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I'm always forgetting his name, right? I just know him as that dude. John Skipper had a conversation with him, and he told me then that they were looking to expand. This is like 2016. They were looking to expand their coverage of HBCU athletics. The thing is, though, if you listen to what the current commissioner of the SWAC, Charles McClendon, said, during the spring, was that all they want is television exposure. They don't want to necessarily be on ESPN3 or ESPN Plus. They want ESPNU, ESPN2, and ESPN. And I thought that was rather limiting to them as a brand, right? They got that benefit of being able to do so during the spring because there really wasn't much else for them to compete against.
Right.
And the fact that they were having games being moved up to those networks then was great for them. But now that they have to compete with the Power 5 conferences, with the other 5 conferences, hell, with the other FCS conferences, and you don't necessarily have a dedicated network for yourself, you got to figure it out. Now, they are happy about the exposure that they're going to get this upcoming season. I find it funny, as much as the commissioner has said some stuff, Deion Sanders has said some stuff about not being on ESPN3, ESPN Plus, ESPN8, as he loves to call it. But a lot of their games this season is going to be on ESPN Plus. So the one thing they didn't want to do is the one thing that they're doing, and they're happy about it. So I'm like, dude, you should have been happy about this from the get-go.
Yeah. But
I digress. That's another beef and another conversation for another time. But my thing is this. They need to get to a point where they have more than just, say, like a portion of their schedule on TV. They need to have, like everyone else, just about all the other conferences, the only other conferences that don't have the majority of their games on any type of broadcast just happen to be the 2 HBCU conferences, Division I, and that's the MEAC and the SWAC. Mm-hmm. If they can go ahead and have it, so just say if I want to go watch Mississippi Valley State play against Texas Southern, I can't on football because it's just not part of that package. They only want to show the best, and I understand people only want to watch the best of the best. But hey, I like watching all HBCU things, so I want to see the 2 worst teams in the conference play sometimes too. Yeah, as bad as that game could be. But I digress. I'm just happy that they're getting to that they're accepting what's going on. The only thing is, though, they need to expand and have it so that all of their revenue sports are broadcasted somehow, some way, because they need to catch up to the likes of everyone else. And that's where that problem is. In order for them to be what I think that they could be, that's one of the steps that they're going to have to take.
Yeah, it's more discussion to be had on that, but at least I'm glad the SWAC is getting the shine again. You got to take advantage of having those brands, y'all. You got to take advantage of having those brands. You see what the SEC is doing, albeit on the Power 5 level, on the FBS level, but still, it's still the same principle. You got the brands, you got to leverage that shit, y'all. You see what the moves the SEC is making. That could be you, SWAC. Just be patient, not be patient. Just take advantage of the exposure because, again, you got most of the brands in FCS, period. You got the brands. So you got to leverage that shit. You got to be smart about it. So
right.
It remains to be seen.